What is going on, guys? JFC here. I have used all the World Cup heroes in FIFA 23 so that you don't have to. I'm making another video today about the best players in FIFA 23. Not just the World Cup heroes, but I'm starting with these guys because I've used almost all of them. There's a couple I have not used, which I'll talk about in this video. I want to kind of go through all of them and tell you which ones are my favorite and the ones I think that are worth the cost. Because these cards are very in demand. Some of them are a little more expensive. Some of them are a little more cheaper. So we'll try to figure out, which ones are kind of worth that price, which ones are a bargain. And we're going to get into all of that today. If you're not familiar with the channel, I usually finish 15-5 to 17-3-ish every single weekend. So I'm not the best player in the world. I'm not a pro player by any means, but I'm also not complete garbage at the game. So I want to help you guys figure out which players are going to be good at these high elos, right? Or to help you kind of propel you to that next level in FUT Champs or Division Rivals or whatever you're playing in. Let's just get into it. The first striker, Peter Crouch. Peter Crouch got the 4-star skills boost, which was pretty nice. But honestly, I did not notice much of a difference between him and his regular hero card. I really didn't notice that much of a difference. I always thought his shooting and the fact that he was lengthy was always like where his strong suit was. And it continues to be that. Not really much of a difference to me at all. I think, what is he going for? He's going for like nearly discard, isn't he? I mean, yeah, this card for that price, though, is worth it. Because there will be times that he finishes something that, like, kind of it feels like only heroes / icons maybe would finish. But at the same time, he's not going to be the most insane card you've ever used. But if you're like a Zorloth user, a long ball over the top kind of guy, God knows they're out there. Peter Crouch could be for you. Honestly, he could be. Javier Mascherano next. I really enjoy Mascherano. 5'9", low high. I did not play him at center back. I played him at CDM. By far, what I noticed the most was his interceptions. He intercepted a lot in the midfield. Yeah, for this card, for like 140,000 coins, something like that, totally worth it. I think that's probably honestly a bargain considering he's a great CDM. He's like a Conte, right? It's kind of what he is. Now we get into a couple more expensive players. Diego Forlan I used. And I thought he was good, but I didn't think he was like exceptionally good. I think part of that might be he just doesn't have traits, right? Which unfortunately I think traits are actually really important this year. And he's not bad by any means, but I just think I thought I maybe would notice he was a little more physical, but I didn't notice that too much. I think because he has 68 aggression, that kind of messes with that a little bit. He's what, 700 and something K right now, and I think, is he worth that price? Maybe not, honestly. I wouldn't say he is. I thought he was very similar to his regular card. Honestly, I really did. Voler, though, I was surprised how much I liked this guy. For me, Rudy Voler was better than Forlan. Honestly, he was. He only got 3-star skill moves, but he got the 4-star weak foot. His shooting was insane, and his dribbling felt really nice, honestly. For a 3-star skiller, I really enjoyed that, and I could tell that he was good physically. He got 96 jumping and 93 stam, so that's always really, really nice. Yeah, I thought Falair was an awesome card. Honestly, he finished everything for me. He got the finesse shot trait and power header trait, chip shot trait, which is CPU AI that we all know is not just CPU AI. Yeah, I thought was probably worth the price. He's a little more expensive than Forlan. He's coming in at like, 800K-ish. I think he's far more worth it than Forlan is, honestly, at that big price point. Jean-Pierre is next, and Papin was, and again, I didn't notice too much of a difference between his regular hero card and this card because they kind of do the same things anyway. Very good finishing, not the best passing, okay physicals, and not the best pace. It's not that much. It's not too dissimilar to his hero card. And honestly, though, I still really like this guy. I think his outside foot shot trait and the fact that he just has insane shooting stats is what makes him really, really awesome. And this card for like, what is he, 100K? I think for 100K, this card is 100% worth it. Just give him a try. He's a lot more of a possession place kind of player because if you go over the top with him, he's not lengthy and his pace isn't super maxed out. So he's not really that type of player for you. If you play more possession based, this guy is going to absolutely feast for you. And he's really good. Now, these two guys I put together because I'd not used either of them, Lucio and Yaya Toure. They're just too expensive, and I already know they're going to be absolutely insane. I've used Yaya already, his regular hero card, and Lucio is just one of the best center backs in FIFA. He's in every pros team. I mean, he's just an insane card. But Yaya Toure, I'd be curious to try him because I liked his hero card, but I didn't think it was worth like 1.3 mil that I used for him. I'd be curious to see if this one is better, considering he's got like +2s or all around kind of. If you guys have used either of these two, let me know what you guys think of them down below. Carvalho's next, and Carvalho is a guy who, once again, I really enjoyed. Low high work rates on Carvalho. He felt like a really nice defender. He really did. He wasn't mind-blowing at center back, but he was very, very solid. Gets to the Prem links, which is always a plus. Dirk Kuyt is a card that I really, really wanted to like. I gave him a try on stream, and I tried him again after stream a little bit to see if I enjoyed him. And I just kind of thought anytime he had to move, it just was painful, honestly, sometimes. I'm not sure what it was, but he just felt kind of slow. When he didn't have to move, you know, he had good passing, good shooting, scored some goals with him that were pretty nice. But other than that, yeah, I didn't notice Dirk Cow too much as in terms of like an attacking threat. I used him as a cam in a 4-2-2. He was okay. Maybe there's a different role for him that might be a little bit better. Like maybe just like a center mid role. Maybe he's a little bit better for Dirk Cow. I'm not 100% sure. And the role I used him in for like, I don't know, 297k, something like that. I think I didn't think he was quite worth that, but maybe he's better in a different role. LOI Ron is once again a card where I did not notice much of a difference between his regular hero card and this card really very much. I think the reason this card finishes more than what his stats suggest is he has high composure. 92 composure is really, really nice on this card, and he does feel extremely quick. That is the biggest thing about LOI Ron. Is he has like that Phil Foden, Lionel Messi kind of like effect, even though he's a little bit taller than those guys. He's 6 foot tall. Like the R1 dribbling with this card is crazy good. And his shooting is always a little bit better than maybe it suggests. So this card is good though. I think for, what is he going for now? He's like 460k, I want to say. I think 470. I think for that price, he's probably, I would say he's worth a little bit under that. He's not the most mind-blowing card I've ever used, but like he's a good card. So for that price, I'd say maybe he's like a 300k card for me, 350k, something like that. I think it's probably perfect for me. Freddie Ljungberg, I for some reason can't use this card. I don't know what it is. I use his base hero. I did not like him. I used this card. I didn't like him again. I didn't notice much of a difference again between the World Cup hero card and this card. I just didn't like him. I don't know what else to say about that. He got outside foot shot trade too. I couldn't score any Travellas with him. I don't know what it is. I could not use this card. He's 75k. You might be able to use him. I can't. I don't know. I don't know what it is about Freddie Ljungberg. Harry Kuehl, a little bit disappointing. I really wanted to like this card, get that weak foot boost, but I never noticed he was just like kind of good all around. Like he wasn't really spectacular or anything. Honestly, I didn't think, but he was just like a fine card. Made some nice passes. He had a couple of good goals. He also missed a couple, and I think maybe it's attacking positioning being 82. Like that's not that high. I don't know if that's the case. He just was like, okay, you know, he's solid for you. I don't think he's worth the price though. I think that you can definitely do better for this high price, I think, but he's not a bad card. I just don't think he's probably going to be a mind-blowing card for you, in my opinion. And then last but not least, Passion Park Ji-sung. I didn't want to sell this guy. I'm just afraid that these cards are going to kind of go down a little bit in price. But dude, Park Ji-sung I use him at DM, and even at DM, he only got 82 interceptions. It didn't matter. This card is just, he runs all over the place. He's got better passing than his stats suggest. He feels good on the ball. He's just a passion merchant in the midfield for you. It's actually insane. This card's running for the badge, and he's worth the price. I don't know what he is right now. He's like 200, low 200s, right? Like mid 200s now. This card's so worth it. He really is. Okay, so the World Cup heroes are done. Now we're going to get into what I just think are the best players in FIFA right now. Now I'm going to caveat that by saying I'm not going to include in this list Pele, Cruyff, because most people just can't afford those guys, and most people know that you'd be more surprised to hear Cruyff wasn't good than Cruyff was good. So I'm trying to pick players that are in a little bit more of a mid-tier price range that are a little more questionable, or like, are they going to be good? Are they not going to be good? You know, I'm not really sure. So I wanted to pick a lot of those guys in this video rather than picking the mid R9s, right? Because everybody knows those cards are going to be good. So in goal, let's begin. Goalkeepers are in this game are like not that different from each other. Honestly, in my last video, I didn't even include goalkeepers really, because the difference between them is just kind of negligible. Honestly, I think Thibaut Courtois is probably the best keeper. He's probably the best keeper I've come up against as well. So I think I'm going to stick with Courtois. He's usually up there. Van der Sar is usually up there too. I'm going to stick with Courtois though for now. Right back is again, if you guys are familiar with the channel, this is no surprise to you guys. Kyle Walker is the best right back in the game, I think, bar none. I don't know what it is. He's the fastest card in the game. I don't know what it is about him. He's not lengthy, and it doesn't matter. He outruns. I use attacking fullbacks, and this card is outrunning every other fullback in the game when he's going against them. It's not even close. It's insane. Use him in your team if you can. Actually, on second hand, don't, because I don't want to play against him in champs for 20 games like I did this weekend. Center back. We have a little bit of a new card here, and that's going to be this new Araujo card. So Araujo, if you guys don't know, is for some reason his goal card is extremely broken. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the fact he's 6'4" or what, but having this card now, I haven't even used him myself. I've used his gold for 200 games. And I've gone up against this guy in weekend league like 3 or 4 times, and I can already tell you right now, this is probably the second best center back in FIFA. He's insane. I don't know what it is. If it's his body type, like his legs are huge. I can't even explain to you what this card does on the field. This card's amazing. I think the best center back in FIFA is Big Verge. I don't know what it is about him either. I think it's probably a unique body type kind of thing. He's just huge in game. He's got good passing. And this Virgil van Dijk card, he's back to his best. All right. I was thinking this year, you know, maybe it's going to be FIFA 19, FIFA 20, Virgil van Dijk again, where he's like by far the best center back in the game. He's back. He's insane. I mean, he's actually insane. I don't know what else to say about him. You guys know Van Dijk is good. Left back, once again, not going to be too much of a shock if you're familiar with the channel. But João Cancelo's left back card, you can use him at right back too, obviously. I've used him for 243 games. I do not plan on replacing this card for the next 543 games. Cancelo is just incredible. It's the fact that he has insane passing stats. If you want to use attacking fullbacks, this is your guy, either a left back or right back. His physicals actually don't look that good. Like 64 strength is a little bit concerning. I don't notice it at all. Like his strength does not feel like that at all. Use this card if you can. He's not that expensive, all things considered, for being a Premier League informed left back. At the first DM, I'd probably put Park Ji-sung at, but I'm not going to because I just kind of talked about him. I'm going to put in here Federico Valverde. So it can be his Player of the Month card. It can be his right wing inform, or it can be his, Road to the knockout. You can put either one in here. I think the right wing is more affordable for people, so I'll put the right wing one in here. This card's amazing. High work rates. I think just having a card with this much pace and great passing in the midfield with good interceptions is just not fair. He runs all around the pitch. High work rates in this game is just crazy. Like, it's actually crazy. This card and Park Ji-sung next to each other, I don't even want to think about. I think I'd start crying. Next is Musa Sissoko. Musa Sissoko is, again, just a brick at defense. This card has a DM, 6'2", medium high. His physicals are just absolutely absurd. That's what separates this card from the rest, is his physical stats are insane. His interceptions are great. He feels good on the ball. Musa Sissoko, especially for his price. I mean, this card is, he's so good for that price. I know he's harder to link because he's on Nantes, but you can get some French Ligue 1 guys in your team. You'll be thoroughly happy that he is in your squad. At left cam, I wanted to do this formation because like left and right cam could be like a winger or a cam, if that makes sense. Because most people kind of use like 4-2-3-1s, which could be a winger or a cam, or 4-2-2, which can kind of also be a winger or a cam. And this is a card that I just kind of keep coming back to. Every time I get rid of him or replace him, I always end up kind of just coming back eventually. And that's just this UCL Phil Foden card. This Foden card is just really good. His dribbling is insane. Probably one of the best dribblers I've used this year. His shooting is better than his stats suggest. And he's got great passing. This Phil Foden card just, for me, is like the best left cam I've used this year. And he doesn't even have outside foot shot trait, but he sinks Trivelas like crazy. I don't understand that. But yeah, his Foden card's awesome. He's 100% worth the price. I think he's only like 200K now, right? 220K? Or something like that. Yeah, that's a bargain. I think that's honestly a bargain for that kind of price. At the right cam slot, this is somebody that like I actually wouldn't use at right cam specifically because he's left-footed. But Nabil Fekir, I'm putting him here because I want to kind of make a broader point about players in this game, is that I really like this Fekir card. Like, he's really solid for me. But his traits being finesse shot and outside foot shot trait, if you have players in your team with both of those traits, you are at such an advantage. I don't know what it is about these traits this year, but cards with these traits, their shooting is just miles better than the rest. It really is. I think this is why Forlan I didn't really like. Certain cards I just don't like as much. I think because they just don't have traits. These cards with good traits are crazy good, and Nabil Fekir has them. Guys like Griezmann, Royce, Hazard have all of the traits. Every time I get a special card this year, look at them, because I'm telling you right now, cards with that many traits are incredible to use in this game. Left striker, yes, he still remains. It's Erling Haaland. Inform wants to watch Haaland, doesn't matter. This card fits in both play styles, honestly. He fits in the tiki-taka style because he's so big, he holds up the ball. And he fits in over-the-top through ball style because, obviously, as you know, this card outruns you and you can't do anything about it. He finishes everything. He's the strongest player in the game. It's funny that Erling Haaland, I'm just waiting on the time when, like, he kind of gets, you know, just not quite as good as he was, you know? Sometimes these types of players kind of, like, fade away as the year goes on. They're good at the start of the year, and then they kind of go away as the year goes on. Not at all for this card so far. Right striker, if you're familiar with the channel, you probably already know who I'm going with here. And there he was, Samuel Eto'o. This Eto'o card is life-changing. I don't know what in the world it is about this Eto'o card this year. His goal returns is all in champs and in division rivals in, you know, Division 1 and above. He feels extremely fast. He feels strong. Good passing, good dribbling. Shooting's amazing. Finesse shot trait, outside foot shot trait. And I'm telling you this year, when you have those two traits, you can't go wrong. You literally, every card is good when you have these two traits. I'm telling you right now, this Samuel Eto'o card, some years is not his year. This year is his year. So I'm going to fill the bench with like random positions that I think are really good. And maybe some underrated players that you might not expect to be really good, let's get into it. Okay, so we filled out the team. I tried to pick guys who are a little bit more, maybe lesser used players. Some of these guys are a little bit, more used and known about, but I tried to pick some that maybe wouldn't be as much. And these first two icons, Socrates and Suker, are so good, man. Socrates is amazing this year if you've not used him yet. And Devor Suker, shooting outrageously good. Outside foot shot to add all that in. And his dribbling is good. His passing, like considering his short passing is 84, is really nice. There's not many flaws with the Suker card, and I really liked him when I used him, especially because he's so cheap. Like how much is he going for? This is a really good card for like less than 200k. It's probably the best icon for that price you can get, honestly. Polina, I put him here because you might be thrown off by the pace. It's 72. Is that quite good enough? Yeah, it is, bro. This Polina card is so good. He's huge. His physicals, 94 strength, 93 aggression. A big theme you'll see with a lot of the cards this year are just some of my favorite players in the game are just guys with high physicals. High physical this year is so much more important than previous years. It's insane. Some years it just doesn't. It's almost irrelevant. This year, not even close to the case. Berardi's next. He can play a ton of positions, and I thought he was really solid, honestly. And guess what? 94 aggression. I think that was probably why I liked him a lot. Outside foot shot trade as well. I like Berardi. Thomas Lamar, high work rates. This card is just running, making good passes, feels great on the ball, good moving the ball when I want to play tiki-taka. And yeah, just all around really good. Intercepts a lot of passes in the midfield. Fofana, huge. That's all I can say about Fofana. 6'1", high, incredible at DM, an insanely good card. De Ligt is somebody who I tried for a few games and really liked him, honestly. It wasn't his ones to watch card, because I think his ones to watch was an SPC, right? But yeah, I think a big part of him is he has 95 jumping on this ones to watch. I think his inform probably is like 93 or something like that. He just is like a beast at the back. He doesn't do much else, and he doesn't need to do much else. He's just a monster at center back. Lautaro Martinez, very underrated striker. He's got great physicals as well. Outside foot shot trait and flare trait. Very, very solid striker for a Serie A squad, 100%. Love Lautaro when I used him. Correa, I've gone on and on about in this channel. You guys already know. Outside foot shot trade on Correa as well. His shooting is so much better than what it suggests. I'm not even sure why. It's so good, but it's so good. Feels amazing on the ball. Milinkovic-Savic is a guy who, he is really, really good, but if he had like 6 more pace, he would be absolutely insane. He'd be like top tier. Still like him. I put him here because like one more card or a special card comes out, maybe say he has like 80 pace, something like that. Keep an eye out for this card. I really liked him when I used him. He just was like a tad bit too slow. He gets that lengthy, and his legs, he's 6'3". He's just causing havoc in that midfield. Frank Kessie, this card's a little bit more well-known that people like, but he's high, and he is insane. Another card that's absolutely insane. Kessie's one of the best DMs in the game. And Theo Hernandez, want to put a fullback in here because Theo Hernandez, just because he's one of the tallest fullbacks and he's so fast, he just causes hell. Yeah, he's just some of my favorite players, some of the best players that I have found in this FIFA this year. I tried to use a lot of different players this year to help you guys out to try and like weed out the players that are, because players always have fake stats, right? You got to try and figure out which players those are. Let me know if I'm missing somebody on this list. Who have you used? If your favorite player is not here, who is your favorite player in the game this year? Let me know down in the comments below. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching my videos every single day. It means the world to me. I'll catch you in the next video very, very soon. Peace.